It's November, and the powwow grounds are empty and silent, except for the sounds of nature and the echoes of the celebrations of the past. In the last full week of July, these sacred grounds come alive with campers, campsites, food stands, traders, and a colorful preservation of the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska's proud military legacy. This celebration originated in 1866. It was a homecoming festival for a group of Winnebago warriors under the leadership of Chief Little Priest, who had volunteered to help the United States Army quell the Indian uprisings in the Northwest Plains. This unit was known as Company A, Omaha Scouts, Nebraska Volunteers. This, the first such celebration in the state, was so enjoyed by all that it was decided that it should thereafter be an annual affair. However, soon after the celebration, there was felt a note of sadness and a great loss as Chief Little Priest died. Chief Little Priest was one of the most sincere advocates of peace among the Indian nations. He strove to secure peace at almost any cost, not only for his tribe but for other tribes as well. He lived and died for harmonious living. The chief and his Winnebagos were harassed, first by their neighboring tribes, then by the U.S. Army. In 1862, Chief Little Priest's Winnebagos were uprooted from their homes in Minnesota and Wisconsin at bayonet point by an order by the Great White Father in Washington, calling for the peaceful removal of the Winnebago tribe from their homelands. Force was used, however. They were placed in stockades at Fort Thompson, South Dakota, where they received atrocious treatment until their escape. They founded a new home here in Nebraska in 1863. The right to enjoy peace being foremost in his mind, Little Priest forgave the ones responsible for the foregoing treatment. Together with 60 or 70 Winnebago braves, he offered his services to the United States Army in Nebraska to assist in furthering good relationships between the Indians, settlers, and soldiers. Although it meant he would be compelled to fight some of his own brothers, who in their own way thought they were doing right, he did not hesitate to give his life in the service of the United States government to further his heartfelt ambitions. He was severely wounded in one of the battles with his fellow Indians, from the effects of which he died in the year 1866. A brother, Chief Gray Wolf, called a council of the tribes and proposed an annual memorial celebration on the death of Chief Little Priest in remembrance of his great sacrifices. On the next occasion, an American flag, which was given Little Priest in recognition of his services, was raised for the first time by the Winnebago Indians at the site of the celebration, symbolizing their pledge of allegiance to the United States. This site is still known as Flagpole Hill to older residents in this locality, and the flag-raising ceremony is still a vital part of the commemorative program. Thereafter, the homecoming and memorial celebrations were combined into one big festival, now commonly called a powwow. The grand entry, borrowed from rodeos and Wild West shows, signifies the opening of each session of the powwow. This colorful parade of dancers is an opportunity for the contestants to score points and show off their style and regalia. All the competing dancers are required to take part. At many powwows, they lose points or risk elimination from the competition if they fail to do so. First, the eagle staff is brought into the inside of the circle, followed by the American and other flags carried by veterans. Next, any visiting royalty, princesses from various tribal pageants, enter the arena. Other invited dignitaries come next, followed by the men's traditional grass and fancy dancers. Women follow next. First women's traditional dancers, then fancy shawl and jingle dress dancers. They are followed by junior boys and girls in the same order as the adults. The last to enter are the little boys and the little girls. The dancers move in a clockwise path around the arbor, demonstrating to the audience, singers, and other dancers that they are now ready to dance, meanwhile showing off their outfits or regalia and their steps. When the grand entry song ends, there is a flag song, then an invocation to bless the gathering. After that, the Eagle staff, always positioned above the American flag to signify which was the first nation, and other flags are brought into the announcer's stand. Now the dancing can begin. The Indian people have many ways of honoring their veterans, especially their wounded veterans and the ones who have not returned to their loved ones. At every powwow, there are honoring songs and dances. It is a part of Indian tradition to take the time to show honor and respect for those who have met the challenges of life and death in defense of the people. In a modern society that doesn't often seem to pay much attention to veterans, the honor accorded to veterans at the powwow can seem surprising to someone not familiar with Indian culture and customs. Veterans are asked to be flag bearers, called upon to retrieve dropped eagle feathers, and honored in a multitude of veteran songs. The respect shown to veterans is an integral part of American Indian cultures, a tradition from times when the welfare of every village depended on the number and ability of its fighting men. To be a warrior was a man's purpose in life, and the most honorable death a man could make was to fall defending the people. To the Indian people, the well-being of the entire tribe was more important than that of any individual, and so the warriors were honored because they were willing to give up their lives in order that the people might live.
At this time,
Today's veterans are accorded the same tokens of honor and respect as the warriors of times past, and in many tribes, bravery is still revered as one of the four virtues: bravery, generosity, wisdom, and fortitude. Looking over the dance arena, notice a very different outfit and dance style. The straight or traditional dancer stays more in traditional dance style and expresses his own traditional styles in dress. Although dance styles vary depending on the individual or tribe or regional ties, there are certain items of apparel which are common among most straight dancers. With decorations of bead, a fur cap is worn, and silver decorations are otherwise arrayed. Cloth or skin leggings, breechcloth, trailer, and dragger are decorated with very intricate ribbon work and beadwork. A modern dance outfit with its roots in the old grass dance, it is a relatively new dance style. The dancers wear 2 brilliantly colored feathered bustles or more, and their outfits are much flashier and more brightly colored than the men's traditional outfits. The fancy dance, performed mostly by boys and young men, is based on the standard double step of the men's traditional and grass dances. The fancy dance, performed mostly by boys and young men, is based on the standard double step of the men's tradition and grass dances. But it takes off from there with highly elaborate dance footwork, greatly increased speed, acrobatic steps and motions, and more varied bodied movements. The fancy dance is a freestyle kind of dance in which dancers do whatever they can as long as they keep with the beat of the music. As in other dance styles, the dancers must follow the changing beat of the drum and stop when the music stops, with both feet on the ground. This dance is a modern expression of Indian people combining the pace of today with the traditions of yesterday. A great deal has been written about the grass or Omaha dance, one of the oldest of the surviving tribal dances. Borrowed from the Omaha tribe, perhaps in the 1860s, the grass dance is very popular today. Dancers' outfits are decorated with thick hanks of long, colorful fringes, which sway gracefully with the movement of the dancer's body, in a movement reminiscent of the long blowing grass of the prairie. Several tribes dance their own version of the dance, and some say that the fringes replace the grasses that the dancers originally would tuck into their belts. Another tribe remembers dancing in order to flatten out the long prairie grasses in preparation for a ceremony. Still others think it originated to celebrate victory over an enemy. Many dancers wear hair roaches, crow belt, and the eagle bone whistle, originally emblems of the Omaha society. The basic step of the Omaha dance involves the ball of one foot being tapped on the one beat and placed down flatly with the next beat, then repeating the action on the opposite foot without missing a beat. Each time the foot is placed flatly on the ground, the weight shifts to that foot. Dancers are expected to keep their heads moving either up and down, or with the beat of the drum nodding quickly several times to each beat, or moving from side to side. The purpose of this movement is to keep the roach crest feathers spinning. To keep the feathers moving constantly is one sign of a good dancer. The women's traditional dance is somewhat subdued. The women remain stationary and bend their knees with a slight up and down movement of the body. Their feet shift subtly and the women turn slightly. The outfit worn by the women's traditional dancers vary according to tribal background. These outfits are usually made from buckskin or cloth. Often the entire top of the dance dress is beaded with symbolic designs that hold meaning to the individual owner. Women's fancy dancing is considered to be a new style of dancing that originated when women started making shawls in the early 1900s to replace the blanket and buffalo robes they would wear in public. This dance, thought to have evolved from young women showing off their new shawls, is very energetic and graceful. The fancy footwork, the main component of the dance, is done to the changing beat of the drum and involves spinning and other elaborate movements. Dancers of the women's fancy dance wear decorative knee-length cloth dresses, beaded moccasins, and matching leggings. Flashy sequins are an important part of the regalia. The outfit is finished with a fancy shawl and Native American jewelry. The dancer wears her shawl around her shoulders so the fringes bounce. The women's jingle dress dance is named for the metal cone-decorated dresses worn by the dancers. The dresses are made of cloth and are decorated with hundreds of metal cones called jingles. Jingles are made from the tin lids of tobacco snuff cans. While dancing, these metal cones hit against one another, creating a jingling sound. The rabbit dance comes from northern tribes such as the Sioux. The two-step is an adaptation of the rabbit dance. Women choose their partners. Couples holding hands circle the drum, stepping off with left foot and dragging the right up in time to loud, soft drum beats. In earlier days, if a man refused to dance, he had to pay, either money or a craft item, to the asker. A social dance, the snake dance is just what the name implies. Dancers follow each other in a single line, moving in and out in a snake-like manner. The line of dancers describes the journey of a large snake through the forest and up to the mountains, coiling up for a rest, uncoiling and traveling on. The snake comes to a river. Section by section he crosses, down to the last, smallest tail dancer.
Hey, I'm Ken Mallory, and as chairman of the Winnebago Tribal Council, it gives me great pleasure to extend best wishes to the Library of Congress for a successful bicentennial celebration. To the viewers, I hope that you have enjoyed the film of our homecoming celebration powwow. It is a pleasure to welcome you to join us in our annual celebration, which is usually held the latter part of July. We are thankful to have so many warriors and soldiers, past and present, that represented our Winnebago nation. As we gather to enjoy the celebration, it is also a time of reflecting on the events that bring us together. I am continually thankful for the foresight and sacrifice that our forefathers made so that we may enjoy the kind of lifestyle we so often take for granted. Our tribal forefathers' dedication and determination bring us where we are today. May we continue to learn and be willing to make the sacrifices in our lives for the betterment of our children. It is my sincere thought and prayers that we would not only enjoy the celebration, but also come away with more commitment and motivation to bring forward positive changes in our lives and our communities. I hope your brief visit with us will be meaningful and fulfilling, and that the traveling mercies that brought you here will also return you to your families and loved ones.